I'm challenging you to make $1,000 in 30 days with email copywriting. And the best part about this challenge is I'm actually going to show you the steps you can take, the strategies you can kind of focus on, and how to actually find clients in this video to help you accomplish your goal of making $1,000 in 30 days. Because I've actually made over $100,000 as a copywriter myself, and the crazy thing about that is it's always been my side hustle. I've never done it full time. But along my journey of making $100,000 as a copywriter myself, I've learned a lot of stuff, processes, strategies, things that are important to be able to do that. Those are the types of things I'm going to share with you in this video so that you can hopefully do the same. All right, so the first thing you need to do in this challenge is figure out what type of service you're going to sell. And the second thing you need to figure out with that is figuring out who you're going to be selling this service to. Like, who are your potential clients going to be? So for the examples I'm going to use in this video, we're going to say, try selling sales and marketing emails. Like, that's the offer you have. That's the product or service you're trying to sell to your clients. Basically, you convince companies to hire you to write emails to help them sell more of their product. It's a really high demand, high value service that I actually sell myself. And I sell emails for $100 per email. So just put that into perspective. If you're doing this challenge and trying to make $1,000 in 30 days with email copywriting and you charge $100 per email, you just need to sell 10 emails. You can break it down. It can be that simple if you do it right. And as far as figuring out who you're actually going to be selling your services to, I'm actually going to use an example from the email copywriting book that I recently published to help us with this. Because I know for a lot of copywriters, sometimes the hardest part, after you've learned how to do copywriting and write great copy, is actually figuring out who you should sell things to. So I think this will really help. So this is what we're going to use to help us out. It's the marketing email prompt number 2 from my book. Basically, it's a prompt where it's telling you to write a promotional email for a company that makes those mushroom-based, energy drinks that are intended to replace coffee. Basically, it's a food product or a sports drink if you want to put it into a category. So now I'm going to use this prompt that I just showed you from my book to show you how you can make a game plan that'll effectively help you target companies like this one. Companies selling an energy drink or a food product that want to get more people to their website to buy their product. And the beauty is, once I show you how to build this game plan, you can use it to target more companies than just, a mushroom energy drink type of company. You can kind of shape it and use it to target similar types of companies in that industry. So basically, any food services company that sells a product, you can use these similar steps to target them and sell to them too. So follow along. So to properly run with this game plan, I'm going to ask you to answer 4 basic questions about a potential client every time you're thinking about targeting them. Answering these questions, as you'll see later in this video, are not only going to help you do a better job of getting them to be your client, but this same exercise will help you when you're writing emails for them to get clients for them. It's super powerful and it's going to be really helpful. So the first question you're going to answer is, why does this client need help? So in this case, with this prompt that we were looking at, the company that has the mushroom drink, they need help selling their product. We know that. The next question you're going to answer is, who is their biggest competitor? So in this case, since I've seen a lot of companies like this one online and I've seen their marketing, they're always trying to convince people to switch over from drinking coffee and tea. So basically, coffee and tea is their biggest competitor. People sticking to the norm, what they know, the most commonly drunk drinks around. Been around forever, coffee and tea. The third question you're going to answer is, what is the reason people choose the competition? So in this case, for coffee and tea, I think it goes without saying, coffee and tea is cheap. Coffee and tea has been around forever. It's what people know and it's what they're used to. Coffee and tea is also very accessible. You can pretty much buy it anywhere. And the fourth question you need to answer before you can start targeting this company is, how can you help? So once you've answered those exact 4 questions for any potential client you're trying to target, you're now ready to write an email that you're going to send to that company to try to convince them to hire you for your services. The goal of the email is to get their attention by including information that's relevant and important to them, and also kind of positioning yourself as a potential solution to help them with whatever that is. So here's a straightforward email template that you can wash, rinse, and repeat for any company you're targeting in this way. And with this template, you're actually going to be plugging in the answers to those 4 questions we just answered to fill out this template. It's a solid formula that'll help you be more consistent in the email copy you're writing to actually secure email copywriting clients. So here's the template. You're going to start with a short human intro. I say short human intro because I want you to try your best to be conversational and not too salesy. The second part of the email is the part where you're going to highlight some pain you think their business has. This is important. So think about this, do some research about this, think about what their pain might be. The third part of the email template is to present a solution to that pain. Typically, the solution in this case would be your fantastic email copywriting services. And then the last part of this template is a call to action. Basically, the part of the email where you've given them all the information you want to give them, and now you're asking them to do something, whether it's book your services, book a meeting with you, whatever your call to action is, that comes at the last part of this email. So now I'm actually going to walk you through and write each part of this email for you so you can see how it's done and do it yourself. So the first part is that short human intro I was talking about. Now, this is the one part of the email where you can get creative and quirky and try a whole bunch of different stuff. It's basically just going to be like 1 sentence long, and it's just meant to kick off the email. Do things like introducing yourself, make a little joke about them or their company if you can find anything funny about it online, something like that just to break the ice. Something like this. Hey Mike, just tried your dirt water mushroom drink. Tastes great. Simple. You're saying you tried their product and you liked it. So the next part of this email that we're going to write is the part where we highlight a pain we think their business has. Now to write this part, we're actually going to use the answer to some of the questions we answered related to their competitors. So we learned by answering that question, who are their competitors, that they are competing mainly against coffee drinkers. So we're going to use that to write this section where we're highlighting their pain. After trying the product, I started thinking about how tough it probably is to convert coffee drinkers to dirt water drinkers. Coffee is just so cheap and it's been around so long. So in this example with the mushroom-based drink, this is definitely a pain point that they run into. They're trying to bring buyers over to their product, but everybody more or less drinks coffee, and you're just putting it out there. The intro was, hey, tried your drink, love your drink, but hey, how hard is it to get buyers for your drink because your competitor is just so cheap and it's been around forever? You're kind of poking at something that's obviously always on their sales and marketing team's mind. I think this is a great section to highlight their pain. So here's the next part where you're going to present a solution to this very obvious problem they're having. Now, if you want to change that and start converting some of the 154 million coffee drinking Americans to dirt water drinking Americans, I can help. I help food and beverage brands like Dirt Water better engage and convert potential customers via your email list by writing compelling emails just like this one that get people thinking it's time to take action. And now the call to action, super simple. So if you're interested, you can book me for your next campaign using this link, and then you insert your booking link. So here's what that email would look like, and I honestly think that it's a pretty simple but effective strategy you can use to create emails targeting companies in a way that puts you on their radar, is compelling, and gives you a good chance of getting a response. So now that you actually know how to write a good sales email that'll target your potential clients, what's left for you to accomplish your goal of making $1,000 in 30 days with email copywriting? Well, the obvious next step is you need to start targeting a bunch of companies similar to this one, because not everybody that gets your email is going to respond and purchase from you. It's a numbers game. So what I would recommend doing is building a big list of as many companies you can find and think of that share a similar problem to the type of company we just wrote this email targeting. I mean, in this video, we're using this mushroom energy drink company, but you can do this exercise for any business you want to target. So make a big list, figure out who you want to email, get their email address, and you need to start sending out a bunch of emails. Try to find companies that have a similar pain to this one so you can kind of plug in the unique identifiers in the email and really make fast work of emailing a bunch of people. I'd recommend trying to add and email 10 new businesses per day so that after a 30-day period, you've potentially contacted 300 companies, giving you a good chance that some might respond interested. And there are a lot of companies like this, startup energy drink or food companies that are trying to break into a big market saturated by traditional brands like coffee and tea. And some of the best places I can think of to go after the types of companies that we're talking about in this example are to go to farmers markets, expositions where new food service brands are presenting their goods and start networking there, or even just go to their website and see who's registered as a vendor and take the contact information, or Facebook groups. LinkedIn is also a pretty solid option. And honestly, I would target smaller companies that probably don't have a lot of experience working with a sales and marketing expert like yourself who's great at copywriting, so that you can just totally blow their socks off and they keep hiring you and become repeat customers for years to come. So yeah, try to target 10 new companies a day for 30 days, and I would recommend that you follow up with each company you've added every 7 days from the date you've added them to your list and started emailing them, because a lot of the times emails get lost in an inbox. People get so many emails. You want to be persistent. So if you can do this and start building a cycle, you have a very good chance of getting sales and also building a business that beyond this 30-day challenge has revenue coming in month after month, because you have a sales and prospecting process that's generating you leads. And I mean, if you can do more than 10 a day, do more than 10 a day. I've worked sales jobs where we're contacting 100 businesses a day. Do what you're comfortable with, but obviously, if you go and increase the volume of output you're doing, just try to keep the quality standard to the same level. So yeah, do this, and I think you have a pretty good chance of making $1,000 in 30 days with email copywriting, especially if you're like me and you try to charge $100 per email for your services. Bang out 10 emails and you're at $1,000. Give this 30-day email copywriting challenge a shot. I believe in you. If you don't succeed in 30 days, here's the kicker. If you've done everything I've mentioned that you should be doing in this video, by the end of 30 days, you've at the very least built a pretty strong sales pipeline that you can continue targeting and sending emails and cold calls to, even to try to get customers beyond 30 days. And at that point, you basically have an email copywriting business running. So that would be great. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions, and if you need inspiration for different types of businesses that you can target, you can get a copy of this email copywriting book that I showed earlier in the video. It's available on Amazon. There's dozens and dozens of different types of email copywriting prompts that you can use, just like we used in this video, to give you inspiration and figure out how to target a specific type of business. Anyways, thank you everyone for watching. Till next time, cheers.